Might just kick off.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'll get us underway.
Coach, mixed feelings in the dressing room. You got the win, but sort of lost control of your own destiny.
Yeah. For me, it feels a bit like a loss. I haven't got my head around the fact that we actually won. A bit of mixed feelings, of course.
Well, obviously, that late penalty was really crucial in the whole context of the season for both sides.
I think there's a couple of tries way back in the competition that were more crucial. I'll leave it at that.
Tries you didn't score, or
You know what I'm talking about. Think back to the Western Force game.
How do you feel, Rob?
At the start, it was a bit the same. It was like, I think we were not so focused. We were so focused on the win, but we really wanted that bonus point so we can have control of our destiny. But when you step back from it, we haven't played well against the Rebels this year or last year. I don't think. Can't remember. We got those 2 wins. I think 2018 against them, but since then, haven't played well against them. It's been a real scrap. So I'm very happy with the turnaround in performance against this team.
What will you do the next week? Yeah, probably Rob Penney. What will you make them do for the next week?
The boys will get a little bit of an opportunity to freshen up, and then we'll get together on Friday, and just assess. We're still treating water then at that stage, obviously. We won't know till, I think they play Saturday. Yeah, so we won't know until then whether we're into reviewing, and boys are in the pony list into their pre-season for whatever happens for them, and the rest back to club, or whether we've got another game in the barrel. We hope, really hope we do. Great bunch of boys, and they, thought they played bloody well tonight, and getting another opportunity would be nice, but we just have to wait and see.
It was when Hoops charged down Deegan's kick and Will bowled over, Joe over, there was, everyone was probably very excited. It looked like, a couple more tries. And when do you think it sort of went from there?
Two critical moments, I guess, that we had control over. We had a penalty in our own, right on the far side, and Arrow unfortunately missed touch. And then we had a little later on after that, we had a breakdown. Well, on the back of that, Joey Walton clearly smashed out of the D line, and they scored on the back of it. And we get every time we score a try, we get the microscope put through most of our phases build up to it, and we've had some that go against us and some that don't. But obviously they didn't go and check that. That was a bit unfortunate. And then there was a moment in the midfield there where we turned the ball away. I think Jake had a wee probe down the side and the ball went free. So there are moments in that last 10 minutes where we really had an opportunity to control, and we just a couple of errors. But I'm really, as somebody said, exceedingly proud of the group, the way they've stuck to it, and got close against the Rebels are a really good side, and as Simo said, it's been a struggle for the boys, or they have been over the last year or so, and that was great reflection, I guess, on the growth of the group since February when we played them down there and got comprehensively beaten on a wet day, and up here the boys really stood up, created some nice play.
Well, I mean, when you're talking there and you're saying, we got really close, I mean, you did still win the game of football. Does it feel like? Oh, sorry,
earlier. For me, it doesn't really. Yeah. I just felt if we'd come in knowing we had to win, it's been a lot of pressure on this week on the staff, and they've done a great job trying to keep that pressure off the boys, but keep them simmering, and the boys have coped with it brilliantly. And I said, there's tries earlier on in the campaign that we didn't get that have hurt us now, and so those bonus points are critical.
You may have mentioned just beforehand about having a microscope on you guys whenever you score. Do you think that you've been unfairly targeted at all?
No, not at all. No, It's interesting. When Jack Maddox went over in the corner, because the referee's wording of those incidences are crucial. So if he had said, I think he might have scored it, can you just double check? As opposed to, I don't think he scored it, can you double check? When it's not conclusive, that has a massive bearing on the outcome. So, I don't know, it's just maybe something we need to look at, the language that we talk about. I'm not sure, maybe he got some information that we weren't privy to from a touchy or something that made him think that it wasn't a try. But, yeah, I guess that whole area for us hasn't been great, say the least. But it's not deliberate, it's no one's fault, it's just the way it's panned out.
Rob, have you been in this situation much before? Long career here, so I imagine you probably have, a week like this where you're just hanging on other games' results and not playing?
I can't remember. I do remember 2012, we had probably a week like this week where I think the Brumbies were in front of us on the table and we needed the bonus point. We weren't playing each other. And then they went over... No, I think they went to the lost against the Force. And we needed bonus point. We're playing Waratahs at the Reds. And we just said, talking about bonus points, it's let's not just score. Back then it was 4 tries. It's let's just score 4 tries. Let's score 12 tries. I think we went out and scored 8 tries. We got the bonus point in the first half. And I think that's a mindset that we've had all week, which I was really happy with. We got the win, didn't get the bonus point, but look how many attempts there were for a try. I think there were definitely more than 3 try attempts, which were disallowed, you know what I mean? But the right intent towards that game is what I was happy about.
And how do you handle the guys' mentality leading into this week?
I think, like Rob said, we've got to use the bye to our best advantage. So guys that need that rest, get the rest. Like I said, it's out of our hands now, but we can just do everything we can that if we get the chance, we're ready to go.
So Rob Penney, just Tep's performance, particularly in the second half there, looked right at home. What did you make of it?
Yeah, look, it's a great credit to him. Doing 80 on the back and not a lot. He's been training really well. I think I alluded that before, post-COVID, when we've come back together. He's proved a little point, I think. Well, it's great credit to him. And that's what, I guess a player gets an opportunity and he's made the most of that and he'll get better. Yeah.
And Rob, if this is your last game...
Sorry, which Rob? There's so many Robs in the game.
I know you don't want to entertain it, but how proud are you of the development of this TARS group this year? Because it was a pretty attractive game of rugby tonight, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm very happy with the growth, where we've come from. I've said it before, the break of COVID for our development of our squad has been good, and when we've come back, we've still been up and down, but I think, like you said, the development of players to play at this level is growing, and they'll be better for it.
Rob Penney, Force have been competitive this year. They won't want to duck egg, will they? So do you give them some hope of winning a match and also saving your season?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. When we played them the first round, actually, we came off and we were just having a discussion with the management group and we said, geez, they've got to win in them. Definitely got to win in them. They're a good side. And I was just talking with Dave at the end of the game and he was saying how much they hate the Rebels. It's probably from his own personal perspective, but there'll be an element of that, I guess, and they'll be wanting to finish on a high, and they were very competitive last night again. They'll be getting all our best wishes, and if there's some good casks, good bottles of wine from Hunter Valley that they need, we're more than happy to send that up for them.
On that note, I'll wrap it up, guys.
You know the Cowboys made the NRL Grand Final in 27 after having their mad Monday drinks.
No, I hadn't realised that. They snuck in.
St George lost to the Bulldogs in the last round and the Cowboys went through after they took off.
Yeah.
They made it all through the grand
Oh, it
final.
can happen. Sport's brilliant, isn't it? It's about, we're due for a little one of those, aren't we?
I don't know, man.
You've cheered me up.
Thanks, guys.
George, I didn't know.